Miriam Van Uken. Mr. Evangelista is in here. Let me make sure I'm on mute.
Whoever's speaking, you're not on mute, just FYI. We'll give it about one more minute, just so everyone has the opportunity to join.
Oh, okay.
Andy, you still in California?
No, I'm back in New York now. Much to my chagrin with the weather.
You brought good weather back tomorrow. It's gonna go up to 60 degrees.
I came back one day too early then.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I think we're going to go ahead and get started, everyone. We kindly ask that just so there's no background noise, if you're not speaking, that you just put yourself on mute. Want to welcome everyone. Thank you for making yourselves available this evening. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Brandolyn Dumas. Can I ask someone with the television on to actually put themselves on mute? Beautiful, thank you very much. My name is Brandolyn Dumas. I'm the current chair of the board. With the recent changes, just want to welcome everyone this evening. I would like to make a motion to bring the meeting to order. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, thus brought to order. The first thing that we wanted to discuss was just a general report out with respect to board operations and recent community engagement. For those of you who may not be aware or may have not had independent conversations with the group that's been speaking to Naheem, the board is currently not at a quorum. And so that's one of the focuses of this evening if you're looking at the agenda. So we've been focusing a great deal on reconstitution and redevelopment of our board so that we have the requisite membership to conduct business. In addition to that, can someone put themselves on mute with the with our young people in the background? Thank you very much. We've also been having a series of conversations, we being the board, with both the school leadership, various members of the community, in terms of hearing various questions and concerns, and again, have really been in listening mode. But as a reminder, we just officially can't conduct any business until we're at a quorum, and that's something that we're working very hard to remedy, and will remedy this evening. Naheem, did you want to add anything with respect to that report?
Sure. Just to echo what Brandy said, thank you for everyone who's joining. Looking forward to your continued participation going forward. Over the last month, we had the chance to speak to a number of members from the community, and we just want to ensure everyone that we are hearing what you're saying, listening to what you're saying. And our number one priority is reconstituting the board in a way that reflects the community's values. We did make a commitment to be respectful and intentionally mindful of the community's values going forward. And we hope that board conduct going forward is reflective of that. I just want to also note that we did receive the petition signed by a number of folks from the community. Like we mentioned, and like I mentioned to the ambassadors, we're not able to really address that petition. We don't have the numbers in order to vote or really have any mindful debate about that. But we are looking forward to addressing that in a meeting in the future. I expect once we have a quorum that it will be addressed.
Thank you, Naheem. With that, we want to go ahead and move on to the real most pressing item of this evening, which is to formally elect board members. For those of you who are not familiar, Ms. Monica Chestnut is already on our board, but she is a non-voting parent member, and we would like to formally move for her to be a voting board member. I would like to make a motion, if I can have a second.
Second,
Thank you. Are there any members who, can I have an aye? All those in favor, in terms of voting board members, can you make yourself heard or give a thumbs up?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Are there any nay, excuse me, are there any nays? Excellent. So with that, the board, and this is, and just for folks to clarify, this is the one thing that we are able to do without a quorum, otherwise we would be stuck, right? So with that, the current board members elect Ms. Monica Chestnut as a full board member. Additionally,
Randy, if I could add one addendum to that.
absolutely,
As we discussed with the parent group the other night, we just elected Monica, and I think we may elect a couple more people soon, but we don't have the final say on this. SUNY has to put its stamp of approval on these board members. We hope they will be very expeditious in doing this. Sometimes it takes a month, but we hope this time it will be less. So that's why we can't actually do any business tonight, because even though we vote these members on, they're not officially approved.
thank you very much, Peter, for clarifying that. That's very helpful. Appreciate it. Additionally, a second board member, her name is Ms. Janelle Charles. She met with a variety of board members and also had an opportunity to meet the school leadership as well as a few additional stakeholders. And we received some meaningful feedback with respect to her candidacy, which we very much appreciate. Thank you for spearheading that, Dan and Aviva. With that, I would like to make a motion to elect Ms. Janelle Charles to the board. May I have a second?
Second,
Excellent. May I hear the nays? Voting board members? All those in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Are there any nays? Excellent. With that, Ms. Janelle Charles is elected to the board, of course, as Peter previously indicated, subject to SUNY approval. And the last board member, you may be familiar with his name, but we have to formally elect him. His name is Mr. Ken Candidella. He was a longtime serving Barrett member who did resign earlier in the fall for a variety of family reasons. He has been so kind to offer his services given the need for a board quorum. So he is going to rejoin the board. And so we just wanted to clarify that here. He is not someone who's unfamiliar with the school and has been a long time serving board member, is working very hard and is very important to our community. With that, I would like to make a motion to elect Ken to the board. May I have a second?
Second,
Thank you, Peter. All those in favor?
aye.
Excellent. So with that, subject again to SUNY approval, Ken is elected to the board as well. With that, we've concluded that portion of the meeting. We did want to give Dan and Aviva as co-principals a bit of time just to report out, to give us a general flavor of school operations and anything they felt was important to share with the community.
Thank you, Brandy. Hi, everyone. Aviva Buchler, and welcome. And it's great to see everyone here tonight. From Dan and myself, we first wanted to just say appreciation to our entire community's support and active involvement over the past month. It's been really incredible and so powerful to have our staff and families really working together to support and serve our entire community. And we've been just so grateful. So thank you to everybody. And for those who are here tonight, who've continued to be really present over the past few weeks and all of the schools doing. We wanted to just share a couple of quick updates. The first is that we have fully returned to campus. All of our students, are back, and we are focused on our students and learning. And shout out to our amazing faculty and teaching teams across the school who are continuing to be so focused on everything regarding our student learning. And it's been really amazing to see everything happening on site, and it's been really powerful. And thank you to our teachers who were doing both remote and in person for the prior few weeks. It's a lot, and we are just so appreciative of everybody's support. We recently, we've been doing COVID testing, as all of our families and staff know. And so we do our random COVID testing, and this is our 5th straight cycle of having all negatives from COVID testing. And so that really is a huge deal to us, because we take the safety of our community very seriously and want to make sure that our students' health is coming first, our staff health is coming first. And so that is really a good thing to be having. Of course, we are continuing all of our protocols, wearing masks, having our air filters on at all times, and all of the other things that we have in place. But it is exciting to have that 5th cycle straight of negatives. We also are continuing all of our teaching with our assessments, our data analyses, our strong academic programming as we continue for strong standing for renewal. And there will be more updates from Brandy from the Ed Committee later on, but we are just really impressed with our team and the ways in which we're working with our students during this time. And so thank you again for all the teachers on the call and for all of our staff who are involved in the teaching program. Thank you so much. I'll pass it to Dan.
Viva. I wanted to start just by out loud expressing gratitude to families and staff for their involvement and for their advocacy and work over the last month or so. We've known Monica and Ken for a long time, and so I think that was an easier way to get to a quorum. We did have 3 staff members and 2 of the parent ambassadors meet with the 3rd board member, Janelle Charles, as well. And so we appreciate them not only voicing support and helping to amplify the concerns and wants of the community, but also taking the time to sit through the process and make sure that the people who are going to be sitting on the board do reflect their values and are, and are aligned to what we're trying to do. So thank you to everybody who has done that so far. Related to our school right now, our teachers have been celebrating Black History Month with our students all month long, from pre-K through 5th grade to our specials and extending to our After All program, which is having Black History Month showcases throughout the week in our auditorium, which has been really special to see. We have had teachers dressing up as Black icons throughout actually every day. Really amazing stuff and very inspiring to see. Related specifically to the upper grades, New York State tests are back, and it is our responsibility to prepare our grades 3, 4, and 5 students for taking them. We know what's happened over the last 2 years, and so we're using these tests and the tests you'll hear about from the Ed Committee report to see where our students are and how we can continue to help them grow and make sure that they are learning everything they need to learn, and that we are doing right by our families and knowing exactly where our students are. So with that, we took our ELA practice test last week. We took our math practice test yesterday, and next week from Tuesday through Friday, grades 3, 4, and 5 students have an option to join a free test prep tutoring program from 8:15 to 12:30 on site at the school. It's our Get Test Ready Academy that we've had every year except the last 2 years. And so any 3 through 5 parents on this call, we urge you to attend. You don't have to tell us if you're coming, you can show up, but we would love for you to tell us you're coming so we can be strategic about how we group students with certain teachers. So we're trying to get back into making sure that we are focusing on our students and doing all of those things while keeping everybody safe from the continued pandemic that is going on around us.
Dan, one quick question. Is this test you described a full-blown state test of the sort we would have known 3 years ago?
So we used to do the full one, 2 days, all day, and extended time. We did a 1 day, short one, but they are directly taking their state release questions from last year's test. And so they're the exact questions that were used in previous state tests. We just shortened it really to not lose 2 full days of teaching and learning. Maybe I misunderstood you, but
okay. Will there be state tests?
Yes, there will be state tests.
And they will be like the state tests that we were accustomed to in previous years?
Yes.
When will they occur?
They will occur the last week of March on Tuesday and Wednesday, and the last week of April on Tuesday and Wednesday, with makeups. I believe the week is either the Friday after or the week after. But for any parents on the call, please come on the days. Students do way better when they are actually there taking the test with their teacher, with their classmates in their classroom, surrounded by familiarity. And it's just a really focused day. We're very intentional about setting an environment that helps them concentrate. And the makeup test, we just can't recreate that for the whole school. So we urge you to be there on the days, but there will be makeups.
Great, thank you, Dan. Was that it, Dan? Not to interrupt you, I just want to be sure.
That was it, yeah.
Okay, excellent. And Viva, did you have anything else before we moved into the committee reports?
Nope, that's it. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Okay, so for those of you who may not be familiar, the board has various committees with various specialties, education, finance, etc., development. Again, just to be clear, because we do not have a quorum, these committees met just for general, continued understanding of school operations, but because we don't have a quorum, there's nothing that could be resolved in the committee. So we did just want to clarify that there no business is being conducted, whether at the board level or at the committee level. I am the chair of the education committee as well, and had the opportunity to speak with Dan and Aviva. A lot of what they already expressed was the subject matter of the education committee meeting. But one thing I believe that Dan already highlighted is we looked at various recent assessments, internal assessments, well, not fully internal, but MAP assessments. And we did notice that in general, students were growing. And Dan Aviva, you can let me know if I'm misstating anything. But it did seem really, really important to make sure that the students are back in an environment where they're not only familiar with the content of the test, but they're being reacclimated to the testing environment, because a lot of these assessments were administered remotely. So it's difficult to fully understand, did child X not fully understand this question, or were they not paying attention in their remote environment? So again, with the Get Ready Academy, I echo what Dan and Aviva already articulated. It'd be great for everyone, all students, to attend so they can get used to having that very, very formal testing environment again. But the signs were positive. Of course, it's very difficult during COVID to make up for the learning loss that is going to occur during a pandemic. But the testing does reflect that we're moving in a positive trajectory, and we appreciate your continued partnership as we do that. And I think that was the real crux of our most recent discussions, and something that, we're really, excited to hear about. And the board also offers all of the support that they may be able to offer in terms of the academy and incentives and what have you. So I think that's the real report out with respect to that committee. Dan Aviva, do you feel like I missed anything that you think we should cover in this meeting?
I don't think you missed anything. I want to give one more thank you to parents on the call, because this test was taken in a hybrid setting. And so the format of it is new for our whole school. It's the first year we're taking it in about 9 or 10 years. And many of our students, over half of them, took it remotely. So families had to figure out how to navigate the window and the portal and all those things. So just thank you to making it work. The data shows kids are growing. That's the important thing. And it showed us where we can, leverage some instruction. So I think that pretty much covers it.
And so that is it for education. Naheem, did you have anything that you wanted to highlight with respect to finance? There may not be anything right now, but just wanted to give you that.
Sure. We had our finance committee meeting yesterday. Schools in general, good condition. I am going to ask Doug to speak for a quick moment about the general status of our financial situation at the school. But overall, we are in decent shape. We're doing some things that are geared towards enrollment to make sure that enrollment picks up. we'll have more information to share on that, but we did bring in or on board some consultants to help with that. And we hope and expect that we continue to see good results from there. But I cede the floor to Doug.
Yeah. So just a quick overview, just touch the budget as I normally do. As Naheem said, we're financially well. We are still slightly under enrolled. Right now, we're looking at about 385 kids. We budgeted for 435, so we're still closing the gap. And we have some consultants that we're working with as well as our staff members who are going out to again help close that gap. We still have cash on hand. I just want to point out some quick little things as far as expenditures for year to date for our benefits. Sorry, for our office expense and classroom. We're over. However, we budgeted $250,000 for the year for expenses related to COVID. Most of those expenses are placed in the classroom and office expense. We just haven't had the time to break it out in coming weeks. That's what we're working on. And that's a quick little overview. Looking at cash on hand, we have $4.2 million cash on hand. We have some receivables of $360,000. That's from the state. The state owes us the $360,000. And that's a quick overview.
Thank you very much, Doug. We appreciate that. And then, Peter, I know that we didn't have the development committee meeting, but is there anything pressing that you can share with respect to that?
I think Josh is actually on this call. You're not, Josh?
I am, sorry, I had my camera off. I was trying to build a crib during all this, so I apologize. I didn't want to hear anyone to hear me cursing.
Sorry.
Yeah, so I had a chance to meet with both Dan Viva and also with Ken and Peter to kind of give them an update of where we are with development. This is usually where we're kind of figuring out some of our next directions and preparing for some of the other things. If I didn't bury the lead too much, I might be kind of indisposed for a couple months moving forward, but I'm trying to set up as much as we can right now. I've been working on a lot of the daily needs, whether it be the one-pagers, different flyers, social media, but then also preparing for some of our upcoming events. We're doing our first field day on site in like 2 years. So we're already starting to do the outreach for that kind of thing. Website maintenance, we have this alumni project that Marianne has been spearheading, hanging up pictures of and celebrating some of our alumni around the school. Right now, overall direction is still being kind of determined, but we're just kind of supporting the school where it needs to at the moment, and just kind of keeping the ship running, but we're open to any questions that you have about that.
Thank you so much, Josh. I appreciate that. So with
Brandy, could I ask one thing?
absolutely.
Josh, can you give us a final bottom line on Giving Tuesday?
Oh yeah, sure.
I don't need to the decimal point, but
we were in mid 60,000, I would say, 63, 65,000. I had to take a quick look at the final numbers. But yeah, we did a very, very good job. We had a lot of new donors. I want to thank everyone who made a page, spread the word, and helped out for this year. So it was a very great fundraising effort. So I really appreciate everyone that got involved. I hope to keep you guys posted on the next one, but thank you to everyone for all your help in making this successful.
and I second those thanks to everyone.
Thank you, everyone. So with that, we are through the agenda for this particular meeting. For those of you who joined late, I do want to reiterate, this meeting is more brief than usual because the board at the beginning of this meeting was not at a quorum. And so one of our primary agenda items today was to elect additional board members. And so we expect that the board meetings will be a bit longer going forward because we'll actually be in a position to conduct full business. So with that, we're going to bring the meeting to a close, and we thank everyone for attending. And we look forward to you continuing to attend these open board meetings. Thank you, everyone.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I will make a motion to adjourn. Anyone second?
Second.
Thank you all.
Good night.